Man, yesterday, you got both barrels yesterday. I was going almost 7 minutes. I got so excited. Hi, I'm Jim Sunderwirth. I'm coming to you from my swing here in my home. Uh, I look forward to a time of being able to share this because I'm learning and I'm enjoying because I'm studying and learning too, and it's exciting to see these things and say, wow. I want to be a Joseph. I want to be someone that stays positive and has the favor of God as you walk in wisdom. Well, yesterday we held off just as the king was getting ready to have a birthday, and so he brought both the baker and the butler. The butler's the cupbearer. They brought them both out, and so it said, it came to pass on the third day, which was Pharaoh's birthday, that he made a feast for all his servants, and he lifted up the head of the chief butler and off the chief baker among his servants. Then he restored the chief butler to his butlership again, and he placed the cup in Pharaoh's hand. Well, the dream was there, the interpretation was true, and he restored the butler. And then, but he hanged the chief baker as Joseph had interpreted to them. Yet the chief butler did not remember Joseph, but forgot him. Well, here again, Joseph, he could have said, what is? Look, you got to understand what God knows. God knows timing.
Yeah.
God knows timing. You have to rest in the fact that sometimes it's not the time. And you say, well, he forgot me. No, it wasn't he forgot him. Well, he did, but God used it for timing's sake. It wasn't time for Joseph to get out and start running around. He had to wait on God's timing. And this next chapter, chapter 41, we're going to see why. Because there were more dreams that were happening. Okay? So, more dreams happening. So here it was. Then it came to pass, this is chapter 41 of Genesis, came to pass at the end of 2 full years. You got to realize, now look, Joseph was 17 years old when he got there. He was put in prison, they say, for 12 years. Can you imagine that? For 12 years. He was in prison. That's a lot of your time of your life, 12 years. Now, Pharaoh had a dream, and behold, he stood by the river. And suddenly there came out of the river 7 cows, fine looking and fat, and they fed in the meadow. But behold, 7 other cows came up. They were ugly and gaunt, and stood by the cows in the banks of the river. And the ugly cows ate up the 7 fine looking for the fat cows. So Pharaoh awoke. He slept in the dream of the second time. Suddenly 7 heads of grain came up, one on a stalk, plump and good. And behold, 7 thin heads by the east wind sprang up. And the 7 thin heads devoured the 7 plump and full heads. So Pharaoh awoke again. Indeed, it was a dream. How it came to pass in the morning that his spirit was so troubled that he sent and called for the magicians. Now, they told the wise men, remember Nebuchadnezzar, and remember the fact that that's, you heard my dog, he's alive and well, and you're hearing the mowings, and that's live and well this morning. But you remember, here's what happened. Pharaoh told his dream to the magicians, and they couldn't have any idea. Well, the chief butler spoke to Pharaoh and said, I remember, and it's to my fault, I should have remembered sooner. But he said, I remember, it's getting louder, I remember the fact there was someone in prison that could interpret dreams. His name was Joseph. And so when Pharaoh was angry with his servants and put me into custody in the house of the servant, he's talking about when you put me in prison, he said, both me and the baker, and we each had a dream one night, and each dreamed according to the interpretation of its own dream. And there was a young Hebrew man with us there, and the servant, the captain of the guard, they told him, and he interpreted our dreams, and each interpreted according to his own dream. And it came true, and it came to pass. Pharaoh sent and called Joseph. They brought him quickly out of the dungeon. They shaved him, they changed his clothes, and he came to Pharaoh. Let me tell you, when you come before the king, you come clean. You can put on new clothes, and you are there fresh. And it was just so. They came before the Pharaoh with clean clothes, clean shaven, and Pharaoh looked at him and said, Pharaoh said to Joseph, I have had a dream, and there's no one who can interpret it, but I have heard it said of you that you can understand a dream to interpret it. Now here it is again, and we're coming close. And here's what Joseph said. And Joseph answered Pharaoh, saying, it is not me. There's humility again. The humility of Joseph. It is not me. God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace. God will give Pharaoh. So here we go. Why does God use him? Because he has confidence springing forth from great humility. He always knows that it's not him, it's always God in him. God gets the glory. When you get that, when you understand your life is to bring glory to God, and you always exalt Jesus out there in front of you and give him all the praise, you're only an arm's length away. You get to go everywhere Jesus is sent. Every person that Jesus is brought into, you get to be a part of that through humility and great confidence, not in you, but in the call God has put on your life. Humble in yourself, strong and confident in the call, the dream he had purpose. And with all this noise, I'm going to stop right now, and I'll see you tomorrow and hope it's a little quieter.